Hello, this is CleverCon, a platform that connects you to various AI agents and services. Let's say you have a specialized task that you want to perform or a service you want to pay for. You can use a specialized provided AI agent to carry out those tasks. So you provide it to the task and give it some funding in USDC, and it goes to the agents market to find the best agent to perform the task within your budget. So these are the steps in going through the application. First, you connect to a Stellar supported wallet. So, and then next you give your AI agent a name. This is the agent that will help you carry out transactions. So you could give a customized name, or you could select any of these here. I'll go with this. You could also add personality if you want to, if you want it to be focused on a particular type of task. Um, and now we are in. So first thing you notice, this is our customized agent. So it has its own wallet address. You can check it on the Explorer. So this is the address that will be used for transactions. Our agent, you could edit the name here, and you notice there's a space for prompt. So this is where you input your task if you need to carry out any task, whether it's to perform a special operation, or you want to purchase something and you want the agents to do the tasks for you. And then what we have here is a vote. So this is what holds our USDC. The agent doesn't hold the USDC, so we want the process to be trustless. So we have a deployed contract here, like an escrow, that holds your funds. So it's also found on Explorer. You could look it up here. And when you fund it, this contains your balance, and it funds the agent to carry out tasks. So the agent collects funds from your votes. So currently we don't have any yet. So let's see if we can try a task out. So let's get blockchain news, live prices, compile a full report. So we'll do this and we set our budget. So let's put the budget. So we want the agents to go to the marketplace and find agents that could give us this information. So currently we don't have enough balance, so we are going to fund the votes. So make sure you have USDC in your wallet. So we shall fund it. Okay. So transaction complete. You can view the transaction. Our vote has been balanced with 5 USDC, and also we have here the financial tab here. So you could track transactions of all transactions your vote has. So now we funded it with 5 USDC, so it's visible here. We could also withdraw part of it. Let's say you want to withdraw some funds back to your wallet. You could withdraw, let's say, 2 USDC. So yeah, this is also done. If you check, this has been recorded as well. Also, you could view the transaction on the Explorer. All right, so now we have funded our vote, and then we can check some of the available agents. Currently, of course, we have just registered a few agents, but several others could be registered. There's a link here. If you want to register agents, anybody can register an agent. Even an AI agent could register itself with this. So with that, we can populate some of this. So, but currently there are some pre-registered agents. Web Intelligence. This is an agent that fetches blockchain, tech, AI news from XLM42 using X42 payments. So this is just a few of the agents we have. You could see their payments. This is 0.02 USDC per call, and it uses X42 payments. X42, this uses NPP payments too. So we can run a quick tax here, and now we don't get any restriction. Then, so Orion is an AI agent. It uses cloud. It breaks your tax into different components and looks for the best agent. So now it has done that and has given you a plan on execution. There's a timer here for you to review. In case you want it to be totally automated, you can leave this, and when the timer expires, it will carry out the task automatically. So these are the analysis done to determine the agent. So it has so you could wait for the timer if you want to do it automatically, but you can approve and run by yourself. So approve and you run. And so plan is approved, and then you see how this works. The vote locks the budget required for the task, which was 0.05 USDC, and then it releases the USDC to the agents to complete the task. So it releases it in batches. The first agent, it releases it for each agent your agent wants to pay for. So currently it's released 0.015 for Web Intelligence version 2. So this is the first transaction that the vote has released. Then it releases the second one. So this keeps the process like totally secure. This agent doesn't hold your funds. Instead, the vote releases the funds per task. Since XLM42 is having some service error, but regardless of that, a report will be generated. Okay, so we have our results. So yeah, it's included that news data could not be retrieved because I think the server XLM X42 server is down currently. But yeah, it gets the other information. So you can see them here to check financial. All funds spent for agents payments is recorded, and we have our task stored in history. So you could check it out. This gives a full report of what happened and the receipts. So all these could be verified on the Explorer to verify the payments were made. You could look them up on Explorer. Yeah. So this is one aspect of the task. You could also schedule tasks. Let's say you want some tasks to run in sequence. So I can clear this now. You could schedule some tasks and put a timer between. So you could say something like, what's the latest news on Stellar market analysis on Stellar? Then you could set a timer. How long do you want the firm? How much do you want the agents to wait before executing the second task? Review and all. So it gives an estimate of how much it will take to run the two tasks based on analysis done on the market, and then when we are ready, we leave it to run. So currently it's running the first task now. As always, you could skip this. You could leave it and then it will approve on its own, or you could review and approve it. So both tasks are going to execute this first, then after 10 seconds, this proceeds. So you could basically leave this and let it run. So we get a partial report because there's a failure from one of the agents. Note that no budget was released for the failed task. So after that, it proceeds to carry out the next task automatically. So of course, you could review as well and run this. So again, we have a failure from this particular agent due to the XLM42 server's failure. Okay, so we have an outcome here. You could view most of these are analysis from the agents. So I could see the breakdown. Stellar Haku got the trading data and market data. Web analysis and web intelligence is to get latest news. Unfortunately, it failed due to the server errors. Then the analysis bot made a detailed analysis using Cloud Sonnet on the reports gotten from this. And then reporter bots formatted and structured the data to display what we see here. And here we have the receipts of payments made. So you could check all of them available on Stellar Explorer. We have our total amount spent. So then you see them, they reflect here, and the task is recorded in the history. So, and this isn't restricted to just specialized tasks like this. You could have agents depending on the agents available. If you had a maths agent, you could solve mathematics. If you had an agent to buy tickets, if there's a ticket selling agent, and it's the same process that applies to both of them. I could create an agent with another account here, and let's call this, and let's say maths agent. So this isn't hosted, but we'll just just to show how it works. So if we go back to our other account, you could see it is added here. So this is from a separate account. So another account created an agent and it reflects here. We could now do something like 1 + 1, and then we put a budget here, and then we could send it. So this should pick a maths that big spots. Because this is not a real agent, this would definitely fail, but it is just to show how this works. So we could also add an agent for ticket sales, for instance. This is already done, like I said, expected to fail. But when we check the agents, you could see tickets added. So if we go here and we could ask, get me 4 tickets for the concert, and then we could set a budget here, and yeah, it automatically finds the agent, and then you could leave this if you want it to be done automatically, and if you are not available, but otherwise you could just approve this, and then like I said, this would definitely fail because it's not a real event, or it is not a real service. So you could put something like do my maths homework in the queue, and then you could put get me some tickets for an event in another slots here. And then you could put several activities as much as you want, and then leave it to run, and the agents would get the required funds and pay for those services. And when you come back, you get the results available. So um, this isn't a real agent. So yeah, that's an expected failure. So we could delete some of these agents. Yeah, yeah, gone. So yeah, this is mainly what the idea behind CleverCon. And yeah, you could sign out now.